Welcome back, everyone, and I do mean everyone. It's Forgotten Circus. So I may or may not have been a little harsh on Zack Snyder with my Rebel Moon, the Scar Giver, should have been the Scar Never film that he did for Netflix. A little harsh on Zack because I have liked a lot of his stuff, but when I actually went through and looked at the list of movies that I liked and that were actually good and that were actually very successful for Zack Snyder, he always had some help. Man of Steel, great movie. Big Henry Cavill fan. All in. Henry Cavill, the world is yours right now. You know, he had Christopher Nolan helping him out on that. It's one of my favorite Superman films. Huh. See where this is going? The Watchmen, which I love The Watchmen, comic book adaptation. There were three other writers that actually wrote the screenplay for that. And he just directed yet again. Then you come down to what put him on the map, 300. Now you will see that screenplay and everything in adaptation. But if you think that Frank Miller didn't have his hands in that movie, you're crazy. He had help yet again. Look at every other movie that he's done where he did it solely himself. They really haven't been that good. You know, I think he's good with a lot of the visuals. If he would tone down on the slow motion, that would be greatly appreciated, you know? So, with all that said, I was okay with, you know, Rebel Moon Part 1, Part 2 being just kind of a filler. Something that comes out, it hypes you up. You're like, "Oh, yeah, it might be good." Just like the first one. Remember when they showed you the first clips from the first one, Rebel Moon Part 1? You were like, "Oh, snap, this looks good." See, they fooled you yet again. That was pretty good marketing on the first one. Then the movie came out. Not so much, not so hot. Then we just recently got the Scargiver. I don't know even why we got that. But I don't know. He must have some like blood pact with Netflix right now. And so then I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done. But this guy, Zach, you like the dad that says to his son or his daughter, "I'm going to the store. I'll be right back." It never comes back. You're like when a house is burnt down, then all of a sudden you're the fire truck that comes. Like, we're gonna put the fire out. Well, it's just house isn't there anymore. You're just spraying water on it. But okay, whatever, whatever helps, I guess. So he had the nerve to say like he already has the vision or whatever because he always has the visions and stuff and like he's always got, yeah, I already have a plan and stuff. So then apparently there's going to be a third movie because I knew it. They already set it up, and he said if Netflix goes with it or whatever, with his thing. But it's kind of weird how he has kind of been. How can you say he's kind of been removed away from motion pictures, and he has to settle for TV now, and not like regular TV. It has to be streaming because people probably know and companies probably know it's going to be painful, so might as well release all the episodes or something like that at once because that's what it seems like it's going to be. Because now he's doing his Army of the Dead series, the prequels. Didn't really like Army of the Dead. That's another. This guy is so good at hyping stuff up. I don't understand why he's not good at writing screenplays. Maybe you should just direct, Zach, because you know what, you can't do everything. I sometimes you just can't do everything. Let other people be a little more involved. All your successful ones, you had a lot of people involved. It works. I'd rather have other people involved, other people's opinions, and for the movie to be successful or TV show to be successful. Because it's a team, it can't just be all you. And I think it is a sense of or a sign of narcissism with him. I don't know. I don't know him at all. I don't know the guy, but from what I see from the product that he's putting out and from the product that was good, there's a huge gap in between those two, you know. But he had the nerve to say that third movie and possibly it could be six if Netflix is on board with it. I don't think you should be on board with it. But you know what? You never know in Netflix. Netflix, for some odd reason, these guys can keep surviving. I don't know how it's. Have they found an algorithm that we don't know about? Is there something I'm not seeing? Do you really? I'm looking at like the numbers and comments and reviews. Both these movies together are not good. At an overall average, they're just not good. And I don't understand why that we need a third one, fourth one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one. For what? The story, the problem with this, and it's not really, I know I always say the slow motion and the oversaturation on the screen and the gazing off into someone's eyes out of nowhere, the random awkwardness of characters just looking and not saying anything. It's the story isn't good. That's the problem with this. There's no tension. There's nothing that is interesting. So you open it up, and this is going to be a spoiler. You open up for the princess is alive, but the story isn't good. You know what I would like to see with the one guy, Space Jesus, Tarzan, his planet. It kind of reminded me of like something if you play video games, Dishonored. It kind of had that look. If you ever played the game Dishonored, it had that look with a little bit, a touch of like Bloodborne. I think that would have been, it'll never be a cool concept. I wanted to see his world, you know? It looked about like it had like the 1800s vibe, you know? I don't know. I just don't see how this warrants a third movie. Maybe I'm seeing something that nobody else is, but it's just failing on. And if Netflix wants to go with it, that's fine. That's your money. That's your money spent. I know that you got some weird algorithm where you can put out a bunch of these type of movies and TV shows, and then you get that one banger, and then you got some now you're putting some in the theaters. But I think you might want to focus on something else. And I don't know who owns the rights to Rebel Moon because this is was apparent his apparent pitch to Star Wars. So maybe Zach owns the total rights because Zach obviously right now he's freelance. That guy isn't tied to anybody because you can see that he's kind of falling out of